Okay, so here's our last Bootstrap video. What we've been doing so far is using all of Bootstrap's default styles to make a site that looks like a Bootstrap site, right? So it looks kind of clean and professional, very basic. But as you start working on your projects for class, you're going to want to tweak those designs to match the content that you're putting forward so that you can more effectively tell a story. And the way we're going to do that is by adding our own CSS on top of Bootstrap CSS. So here's what our site's kind of looking like right now. It looks very Bootstrap. And if we come in to look at our HTML, all we're going to do is add a second style sheet. So here is my style sheet for Bootstrap. I always want that. And here is my own style sheet. So this is exactly what we've been doing with our HTML and CSS sites. The only difference is that we put it after the Bootstrap CSS file, okay? And what that means is that in this style sheet, I can overwrite any of Bootstrap's styles. So let's say we go in and we inspect here. So I say, okay, this is my paragraph, and what's important about it is has class lead, okay? So I can come in here and say, find the thing that has class lead, and let's just change the color for now. So we'll make it red. And we come here, and I can see now in my inspector that these are the styles that .lead is getting from Bootstrap, and this is the style for .lead that it's getting from my CSS file. So I can overwrite and change any of Bootstrap's default styles in this way. A really common change that you're going to want to make is Bootstrap's rows by default don't have any space between them. And that can cause problems a lot of times. So let's go in and let's write a rule for the things that have class row, and let's add some padding on the top and the bottom. So I'm going to say padding 3 rem 0. So 3 rem here is top and bottom, 0 is right and left. And I refresh, and this is starting to look a lot nicer all of a sudden. Okay, something really important about adding your own CSS. We don't want to break the Bootstrap grid. And that means that if I'm, say, messing with rows or containers or especially columns, I'm never going to change the width, and I'm never going to change the padding or the margin on the right or left of these things, okay? So I can space them out vertically however I want, I can change colors, other things like that, but I'm never going to change width or right and left padding and margin. All right. So that's overwriting the classes that we've already been using, right? These are all Bootstrap classes that we're just referring to, but I might also want to add my own classes, okay? So let's say this is a heading, and let's say this is also, well, we'll just say it's an article heading. So I could now write a rule that selects the thing that has class article heading and change this as I want it. Another way that we'll do this a lot is I might say this is a certain kind of row. So here I've added the class header to this row, this div, and I can now select the thing that has class header. So let's get rid of this rule, and I'm going to select that entire header row, and I can change now the color or the font or anything with just that header row like this. All right, so that's how you add your own CSS, how you customize Bootstrap to really start making it work for your design, okay? The main things you're getting from Bootstrap are the grid system, the responsive utilities. That's to speed up your design, and now it's time to really go in and tell your story the way that you want to tell it.